I'd have to look.
Because if it's even just a couple years old, man, did that show not age well at all?
2015.
Oh yeah, the nice guy thing's been around for a few years now, so you'd think they would know about it beforehand. But I mean, anime takes a while to make.
Yeah, it's been a good decade since the whole Milady thing just sort of sprung up on us.
I was browsing the X category after we concluded the rolling. There have been a couple more additions that I've now added. So,
Oh,
Cool.
what's the number up to?
6 now.
Oh, okay.
Technically, there are 12 shows, but half of them have been wiped out now.
Ah, gotcha.
Is X-Men
it's
still on there?
Hmm?
Is X-Men still on there?
Yep.
Yeah. X-Men anime. I am morbidly curious.
Is it an anime? I thought it was just Evolution.
I mean, there's an X-Men Evolution, but there's also an X-Men dub, which implies otherwise.
Huh.
Which reminds me, actually, on another show on this list, Fruits Basket, namely, they've recently released a remake of it that's much more faithful to the source material. Should we do that one if it comes out?
That's a good question. Do we have a policy on how Full Metal Alchemist happened? Because that's literally the same circumstance.
No, I'm looking at the Fs here. Full Metal Alchemist only appears once. And we haven't landed on it yet.
I assume we just treat them as two different entries, and then.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
All right, I'll break it up then. So, I suppose you've already started the recording.
Oh yeah, this. I honestly thought we were going to talk about the creepy, just sort of sex offender registry anime, and we kind of didn't, so it's a little less interesting.
It honestly didn't make that much of an impact, Casey.
Yeah. Oh well. So, hello everybody. Podcast time.
Hey.
Podcast time. How's it going? I'm Casey. This is kind of a disjointed intro because, I'm just kind of off my game at the moment. But we have Slicer. Hi, Slicer.
Hello.
And we have Patient. Hi, Patient.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Patient. Yeah. Guess how much Casey has to talk about? It's not a lot. So fuck it, Casey's gonna go first because he's got like 3 minutes worth of content. So, Hades is still a very good game. I apparently played like more than 40 hours of it. Wow. It's one of those games where you don't realize how much time you spent on it until you look at the fucking clock. Still really good though. Like even in the post game, which I am very firmly in. So that's good stuff. And aside from that, wink. It's not as good when I intentionally do it. There's My Hero Academia film that's coming out this week, which my local cinema is having precisely 2 showings of. One of them with subtitles and one of them in the dub. I will be going to the dub version. That's on Thursday, so that should be a thing. I have no idea what the Stoke-on-Trent anime community is like, but I imagine I'm about to find out. Or I'm going to be in a theater with children. That's not going to be fun if that's the case, but
It might be children.
I hope it's not. I don't want to be that guy. I really don't.
Do you have anyone else to go with?
No.
Oh, well, shit.
Yeah. Like, my sister even went, hey, do you want to go to the cinema for your birthday? We'll pay. And I'm like, let me look at the listings. And I see the My Hero Academia film, and I'm like, oh, I won't put them through that. They would not be into that. So, yeah,
that is fair. Are they still paying for your ticket, and then they're just not going, and that's their present?
No, I'd already bought the ticket, so it was like,
oh,
whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and there was nothing else showing, so we decided to just put it off until there were actual things to watch.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, our options were Birds of Prey, which I don't care about, and the Sonic movie, which admittedly I care about, but not enough to drag my sister and brother-in-law to watch it. So
I'm just hoping that at some point in the film, Jim Carrey says that classic Robotnik line, "I hate that hedgehog."
I'm sure they probably slipped all those lines in there.
I wouldn't be
What was the line
surprised.
again?
I hate that hedgehog.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm kind of hoping for a get a load of this, to be perfectly honest.
Isn't that a line from Silver, though?
It's Eggman. That's Sonic Adventure.
Oh, right.
One of his inane, repetitive boss fight lines. Get a load of this. Over and over again.
What they say, the more the merrier.
That's Shadow the Hedgehog?
I believe so.
Yeah. He seems to have one of those lines every game. It's almost like tradition at this point.
I'm curious if they're ever going to call him Dr. Eggman.
They do.
They do?
His name is Robotnik. Sonic calls him Eggman, which is actually how the games handled it in the West. His name is still Robotnik.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty good.
I mean, in the games, he does look like an egg. Like, that's his body shape. So in the show, that wouldn't really make any sense.
I mean, he hasn't gone full Eggman yet, anyway. Like, that's the as far as from what I've heard, that's post-credit scene where he has the giant mustache and stuff. Yeah. So
that makes sense.
I probably should see that at some point, but the only like indication of any screenings that are happening in my city are the autism-friendly screenings that I mentioned last week, and that, if I'm worried about My Hero Academia, that's even worse. That's definitely not a place I want to be. Yeah, so that's more or less all I got, though. The writing is still going fine, and I have another commission lined up as soon as this one's finished, apparently, which, still the same person paying for it, but that's cool. I very much appreciate the constant support. It's very nice having a secure source of income for the time being.
And one that you don't hate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they want to do a change of pace, and I'm going to be doing a different story for them for a little bit, which I'm sure is going to be very disappointing for the people that are actually very into the current one. But oh well, it's going to be off for a few weeks, I guess.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
They can always just reread what you already wrote.
That's true. No, actually, that's not okay, because I can just think of all the mistakes I made in the earlier chapters.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah. I can do some editing, but the edit once you've finished. That's how it should probably go.
Yeah, that you'll get bogged down and never stop.
Yeah.
If you do that.
Yeah, I think that's everything that I got.
So 3 minutes in your book is actually 6.5 minutes.
I mean, that's
Ah,
with an extra 3.5 minutes of. I mean, well, I guess that's pretty much it. And then talking for another minute about the things that I've already talked about. So,
Mm.
but yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. I suppose. Repeating myself, comedic effect that didn't land. Um, Patient, how you doing? It's been a while, and
It
we're happy to
has.
have you back.
yeah.
Long term, there isn't much that's been going on that's that noteworthy. Coronavirus stuff circulating in the news everywhere, and a quarantine for certain artists delaying my Christmas present for my girlfriend, which I only managed to give her the completed version a couple of days ago. Well worth the wait, though, and she loved it. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in regards to my girlfriend, she's finally managed to buy her car.
Oh, sweet.
Cool.
So, it's
Was
just
it?
a matter of time now before she can finally break away. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Was it on like a 5-year loan or something, or a?
No, completely bought and paid for.
Oh, all right.
As for me, though, long term, not much has been happening. Same slog at work, and going to be actively looking for a new job once I've taken my 2 weeks of vacation. One of them is going to be about about a month from now. I'm going to be going to Salt Lake City for the church conference. It'll be the 200th anniversary of the church, and they said that this conference was going to be unlike anything. So I'm going in person.
Hmm.
Excuse me,
Wow.
my father is calling me. Just a sec.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. Hmm.
What would you even do for a 200-year celebration of a church?
Hymns. I imagine hymns.
Most likely, yeah. That's a fair bet. Trying to think of. So, I mean, I went to a religious school for 2 years in elementary school, but yeah, it was usually like bake sales and stuff, or feasts of that form. People bringing in their own meals and stuff.
Hmm.
Potluck.
Yeah.
It's probably a potluck, actually. Now that I think about it, that's very common with churches. It's kind of a community thing, so it really brings the community together. Also, it's fairly cheap. So,
Yeah. Might have like music, like you know, contemporary Christian stuff that probably crosses over well with the LDS Church.
yeah. I wonder if they. I don't know where he lives or what size city or town it is, so they might have a local musician.
I mean, it's going to Salt Lake City, so that's.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
I think that's what he said.
Yes, that's what I said.
Cool.
What were you talking about while I was gone?
How you would celebrate a bicentennial?
We're thinking like a potluck or something. That's very common for churches.
I
Uh,
said hymns.
I'm I'm honestly not sure how differently it's going to go myself. I mean, I've never been to Salt Lake before, but it is a pretty common thing when churches congregate for general conference that, yeah, there's food provided for everyone. Sort of a potluck sort of thing. But that's between meetings, not during the meetings.
oh, gotcha.
So we'll see what happens. As is, it's a really invigorating experience, even when I'm just watching the streaming of it.
Hmm.
The other week of my vacation I'm going to be taking during the week of my birthday. My grandmother left one final gift to us. We're going to be taking a family vacation to Vegas.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Quite. We've already booked to see O one of the days. My birthday, in fact.
Going to see what?
O. It's a Cirque du Soleil performance.
Ah,
Oh,
right.
I see. That's not at all confusing name at all.
I suppose it stands for ocean. It's a water-based show.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. I've seen Cirque du Soleil once or twice before. Once in person, twice on DVDs, I believe. DVDs that, interestingly, didn't allow you to pause or fast forward through the performance.
That's weird.
Something in the vein of wanting plagiarism, I think, is the speculation that I heard. I don't know.
If I had to guess, which I do, it sounds like an authenticity thing. Like they want it to be like an actual stage show, so you can't just stop it in the middle.
I like that interpretation of it. It makes more sense that way. I mean, it doesn't really. You can study what they're doing, but you still need a specific kind of acute talent to pull that sort of thing off.
Yeah. Also, you can just record it with a software and just then have your own version. You can pause. Like,
yeah.
If somebody actually wanted to, that it's the same thing as the gaming industry screwing over the actual customer to try and prevent piracy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Are you much of a gambler at all, or do you think you're going to hit up the casinos at all, even a little bit? Or
I might. I'm not sure how much of a gambler I am. I mean, when there's nothing on the line, nothing significant on the line, I'm glad to leave things to chance. But for something like this, it's difficult to say. I'd probably assign myself a set amount.
Yeah, I was going to suggest doing that, actually, setting aside like $20 or $50 or something you don't mind just blowing and having fun.
Just have a set limit, and if you go past it, don't ever think, oh, if I just bet it again, I can get it back. Because that doesn't work. That's not a thing.
I'm thinking something in the vein of, if I get back more than I put in, I'll take half of my profits and reinvest that into gambling if I want to keep going.
That's fair.
Maybe. We'll see what happens.
That also means potentially you'll actually come home with some money too.
Yeah. The great, like, I can't think of the word. The vibe you get on money you get from gambling is it's valueless money, which is the trap.
The rush?
Not the rush. The fact that you won it, but you didn't do anything to earn it. It feels like. So it doesn't feel like it has value, so you don't mind losing it again.
Like, you didn't put in 10 hours at work to get this $100. You just won it because you guessed a number.
So it becomes very easy to just go, oh, I'll just put it all back in. Why not? It's just for fun, right? This is how the problems start. Just speaking from experience. So,
I mean, on one hand, if you legitimately are just doing it for fun and you have that much money to burn, that's one thing that is really a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, spending money for entertainment, obviously that's the whole point of Vegas, but it's the whole point of entertainment, professional entertainment in general, even. But yeah, I'm not going to become a gambling addict.
Yeah.
I have the potential, I recognize much,
Mm.
but I'll set myself limits and I will adhere to them.
Yeah. I'm
It's,
just saying there's a lot of mental traps that go into it that you don't really realize until you've gone through them, and even then, a lot of people don't realize them then either. So I'm just saying there's a lot of there's a few things to really watch out for of what you're doing, and it's good to every now and again just take a moment and step back and do your best to think rationally about what's going on right now.
yep, that's what I'll do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to trying to get a job elsewhere once that's over. I mean, if they're going to be paying you to do nothing before you cool, if they give you so much leeway to be paid, I don't see a reason not to take advantage of it before I leave.
Mm. Yeah.
Recent events, I finally got into Magic the Gathering.
Oh god. It took a couple seconds for that to register. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yep.
alrighty.
Well,
Online
best of
or
luck.
in person with the cards?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh boy.
oh.
I mean, online, I haven't done anything yet aside from from the app that just gives you some story-based quests to go on. I haven't done anything besides the tutorials and the story-based quests. I am discovering a liking for it just because of how much more strategy goes into it.
Oh yeah, there's quite a there. I mean, I'm bad at deck building. That's why I'd stay away from card games. There's a lot of strategy there.
Yeah, I'm not the best at deck building either. The same cannot be said for my sister-in-law. She, I believe, got my brother into it, and they've. My brother's the sort of person who plays a game just to have as good of a time as possible, which is good.
Yeah.
Except that he acts as a complete fool sometimes. He's never managed to beat my sister-in-law, his wife, even when he is actually trying. I mean, I think he's trying all the time, but he likes being silly. Let's just leave it at that. That's a good way of putting it. He likes being silly.
That's fair.
As for me, I mean, my first time playing the game was a draft, so I wasn't expecting to do too well. And I still have the hodgepodge deck I made from that. Though I pulled an extremely rare card pick. Did that
Well,
come
that's great.
through?
You
Yeah,
pulled an
you pulled a
extremely
rare
rare
card.
card. Something.
On my first pack?
Ah.
This a real pack or a digital pack?
Real.
Oh,
I
sweet.
first I first got into Magic when some of my, well, not friends, but an associate from church invited a few people over to play the game. So I had been meaning to get into the game, and so I just took a few crash courses on the app, and when I got there, I was able to hold my own, but not as effectively as I might have, because I kept getting confused between strength and toughness and how they match up against each other. Just a beginner's mistake. In any case, though, I am enjoying it, and my sister-in-law got me a new green-colored deck to go off of for the future. I'm finding that I favor of the colors white, blue, and green. I'm not sure I have a specific preference between the three yet.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I promise to try to give you less shit about it than I do Fresh. Which is the best I can do, honestly.
I don't entirely believe you, but I think you're going to try.
I'm going to try.
I believe you. And
thank you.
It does mean a lot that you have that much respect for me.
And if you're having fun, you're having fun. So.
Yeah. Aside from that, oh yeah, I went to the emergency room the other day.
Oh.
That feels like a thing to just suddenly remember, but okay.
I assume it's not super serious if it was that tacked on.
Yeah, just when I was at church, I started feeling chest pain, and I got some advice about it and grudgingly went to the urgent care about it, and they referred me to the emergency room, and I laid in a hospital bed for 2 hours with an IV in my arm. They confirmed that it was not a heart attack, but they didn't know the exact cause of it. They ruled out the worst case scenarios, all of them, but couldn't nail down exactly what the problem was. So
could just be that I forget the name of it, but it's a thing I get sometimes where it's just like the muscle tissue like around the heart gets inflamed and swollen and stuff, and that causes pain. I get that fairly commonly. It's not great.
Yeah, it only happened when I breathed in deeply, and it still hasn't completely subsided, but it was lesser and less frequent yesterday, and even more so today. So,
do you get a lot of acid reflux?
I want to say no, but I'm not. It is.
You know what?
I'm not exactly sure what that is. Refresh my memory.
Where you sort of feel it's when the stomach acid comes up into your throat kind of thing, or it sort of feels like that, so it starts, you feel a burning in like your upper chest kind of thing.
Not
like indigestion kind of.
Yeah, I know what you mean now. That does happen just often enough that I can call it frequent, but it's still uncommon, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like you might have something along the lines of what I tend to get, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. And also, left arm is what you're worried about for heart attacks.
Yeah, I remember that much. Just the pain was too persistent for me to chance ignoring it.
Yeah.
So
I understand that, and you did the right thing. Yeah. If you have no idea, and it's like, but I don't want to be a bother. Be a bother. Just get it looked at.
I mean, I do know the flaw in that mindset. I mean, that's how Jim Henson died.
Now I'm sad. I need to watch a Muppet movie after this. Not sure which one.
How about the one with rabbits?
Which one's that?
I don't know.
Figures.
You could random number generator it.
Let's be real, it's gonna end up being Christmas Carol again.
Yeah,
it's just the best one.
Have you ever seen Muppet Treasure Island?
That's a fair shout. That is also very, very good. Fucking Tim Curry. That's fucking good. God damn it. I have to flip a coin. All right. Anything else, patient?
But on the note of Jim Henson, have either of you seen The Storyteller?
No.
No.
Jim Henson's The Storyteller. It was a short series, 9 different episodes, each detailing a classic story from classic folk tales, I believe. John Hurt played the narrator, and well, I just remember watching it in middle school times and falling in love with the stories. It's to this day, there's still one of them that I haven't seen, except the tail end of it, which is a bit of a sad ending. But I'd highly recommend looking into this. It's on Netflix. If it's not there right now, it probably will be at some point in the future.
I mean, Jim Henson stuff is owned by Disney currently, so it might actually have moved to Disney Plus, I think is the name of their service.
Yeah.
Might have done. I don't know.
Well, at least it still has Jim Henson's name format. He is he is the Puppetmaster.
That sounds vaguely sinister, but yes, he is technically accurate. Now I've got Molly and Marley stuck in my head.
I haven't even seen A Muppet Christmas Carol yet, and I know that scene at least vaguely.
It's really good.
I know. Just something that I need to get around to at some point.
Some great ideas in general. Changing fucking Molly to just Statler and Waldorf and just having them both be Molly, so they're Molly and Molly. It's great. It's a great idea.
It's
okay, I'm gonna stop kidding myself. It's gonna be A Christmas Carol. That's that.
I was getting that sense.
Yeah. Anyway, patient. Anything else?
Well, I finally, after 6 attempts, managed to get through Persona 5 and Max the Confidant.
I knew it.
Without a guide.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm so happy for you. Mostly because it's like a month before fucking Royal comes out.
Yep. I'm on New Game Plus now, beaten the first palace with a week still before the deadline, and haven't looked up how to get to the secret boss fight with the twins yet. I know it's the twins because I've been spoiled on that much, but I haven't seen the fight itself or how to get there. So,
if memory serves, you can just do it. You just talk to them or something. Like, I think it's after you get to Mementos at the earliest, I think.
Yeah, I thought that much. I'll take a look and see what happens. I mean, I can't go to Mementos yet. But I am so there to Royal's release.
It's gonna be good.
Oh, yes.
I'm also looking forward to Scramble. The Phantom Strikers, whatever they're calling it. P5S. It's got a lot of names.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
I'm not familiar with that. What's that?
It is the Switch game that is a actual full sequel to Persona 5.
Oh.
Like, legitimately a sequel. Kind of like Arena was for Persona 4, though, in fairness.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but yeah.
But you know what I'm really hoping for? I'm hoping that they re-release Golden and the final version of Persona 3 as well. It doesn't even have to be on the Switch. Make it on the PlayStation if you want. Just re-release them for a console that isn't the Vita.
I think Persona 3 FES and Persona 4 Original are on PlayStation now.
Well, I know that much, but those are the raw versions. Insert Gordon Ramsay meme here.
Persona 3 Fest is the enhanced version.
Fair. Just not the one with the alternate version with the female protagonist.
That's true, but I would still argue that that version is actually inferior, just in general, because they had to make a lot of concessions to make that work on the PSP.
Yeah.
Well, no such arguments in regards to Gold.
No. Golden is
that's
100% the superior version.
Just like Royal will be. It's gonna blow the classic out of the...
I can hope.
I hope so, certainly.
And I'm wondering what Joker is going to be doing with that grappling hook.
He is going to be hooking onto the edge of the arena so that he doesn't fall. Because that's the Switch thing that it's for. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like it's going to be great. I feel like there is a hype backlash forming for it. Everyone like, oh, it's just the same game again, having not actually played it, so they don't really know. But, you know.
I mean, obviously it's going to be retreading the storyline. They wouldn't change up everything for the remake. But we'll see what happens.
Might actually go for 100% completion on this one. He says,
I'm going
lying.
to.
And you and me, I'm going for 100% completion as is. In the time, but I just need to finish gathering the trophies for Persona 5 Classic. I've already gotten a unique Rebel trophy because I decided to go to Mementos during flu season.
As in like real life flu season or in game?
Is a thing. There's like a high pollen thing where if that's the case, then you go to a palace or Mementos and everyone is sick.
Oh.
It is the way to beat the Reaper because he will just get sick and eventually just kind of lose.
No, how it works, the flu causes despair in Shadows. I hate using despair. Honestly, I debated whether or not to keep the save file with me beating the Reaper, but I went up like 10 levels from it.
Yeah.
Does it go away in them after a couple turns, or
despair immobilizes the victim for 2 turns, and then on the 3rd turn it kills them.
Yep. Yeah, it is incredibly broken. You are correct. I can see you thinking it.
It's not just how broken it is, it's how morally repugnant it is, especially to me personally.
I respect your sympathy for hay fever sufferers.
Not hay fever, despair in general.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
In fairness, there's that is an easy misunderstanding.
Yeah, I just constantly replace it with, hey, they're sick, and they just didn't have a sick status.
That said, I do sympathize with hay fever sufferers because a couple of months ago, I was dealing with allergies so severe that my boss actually sent me home for the rest of the day.
Wow.
It might have had something to do with the fact that rather than staying in a relatively isolated environment like the bank, I was out trying to get accounts for an hour, which meant more exposure to it. I was miserable. But oddly enough, after a couple of days of antibiotics and the cedar count dropping drastically, I didn't have any problems anymore. Coughing up phlegm from time to time, but that was the most my allergy reared, as opposed to coughing and sniffling. Am I coming through?
More or less.
Yeah.
Cha. I wonder honestly why I even try with this microphone sometimes.
It's not too bad. You'll drop out every couple seconds for just a split second, but the gist of what you're saying comes through, so.
Yeah.
Good enough. Anyway, after I've 100%ed Royal, after I've 100%ed Persona 5 Classic, I'll probably see about getting that Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC and going through that again.
Oh, right. I should probably do that too.
Should you, though?
Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, I am a fan of the mainline Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh, boy. It's like
1 and 2 were really great.
they were.
I agree.
I 100% agree with you on that. If you try and say the same thing about 3, I might have to fight you.
No, I
I
don't think
think
I
that-
I don't think I played that game for longer than 5 minutes without getting to another cutscene.
I think that the title of one YouTube video put it best in regards to Kingdom Hearts 3. The best disappointment ever.
I think I saw that actually.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, the DLC's first cutscene is 22 minutes long, just so you know.
What?
Fucking seriously.
Not only is it 22 minutes long, it's about half of that is recapping that one scene where everyone dies with a voiceover that doesn't actually... that is the same volume as the actual dialogue in that scene. So it all just kind of drowns itself out. It's actually kind of inept. In a way that Kingdom Hearts 3 Vanilla wasn't, to be clear.
Yeah. So that sucks. I'm hoping the rest of the cutscene, or the rest, Freudian slip there. I hope the rest of the DLC isn't filled with cutscenes. I hope that cutscene has some gameplay in it.
Yeah, once the cutscene's over, there is presumably stuff. I hope it's good stuff. That opening just I saw on YouTube, hey, the first cutscene of the DLC, and I'm like, okay, I'll have a look, and if it grabs me, then I'll give it a go, I guess. Oh boy.
Wait, is the full 20-minute cutscene up on YouTube?
All of the cutscenes are on YouTube at this point, but
Oh.
yes.
Then I'll just watch it on YouTube and skip to the parts that aren't recap, and then just skip it when I play the game.
I'll tell you this. I haven't seen anything of the DLC except for one specific scene, which is showing off a new Garden of Assemblage.
I don't know what that means. I have not seen that scene. I don't actually know what that term means, but that's pretty common for Kingdom Hearts 2.
In Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, there's a dungeon in the game, a secret bonus dungeon called...
Oh, is that the purple one? Everything's purple and there's machines that try and kill you and stuff.
Cavern of Remembrance, yeah.
Is that one?
I believe so.
Cool. Okay.
And then waiting at the end of it, your reward for slogging through that dungeon assemblage, where you get to battle all 13 members of the organization again at a higher difficulty level.
Get to, he says. Yes.
Come on, some of those boss fights are fun.
Some of them. I was playing on critical, so some of them was a lot fewer than probably for something on a lower difficulty. But yes.
That's because you're insane and playing on critical in a game that really isn't designed for that.
Excuse me. I resemble that remark.
It was fun until a couple of very particular moments and those bonus bosses. Like, Sephiroth was still fine. I was still 100% okay with fighting Sephiroth. I did that. I didn't really see what the fuss was about. But Lingering Will and the fucking organization members made me want to cry and actually did make me quit playing the game, even though I was so close to 100%ing it. I think it was just Lingering Will and Xemnas Part 2 that I was stuck on.
Well, obviously, Xemnas Part 2 will be that one boss when you have to recap the entire first half.
Yep.
No, never mind. The first half of the fight really isn't that much of a slog, honestly.
It takes too long for it to be fun anymore.
As you say.
And Lingering Will would just kill me in like 5 seconds, so that's a thing.
Yeah, he'll do that. Takes trial and error for that one. Anyway, though, I think that's about everything for my week.
Cool.
Oh yeah, except we published the new chapter pretty recently.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Sweet. Never mind. Good to start.
Is he with us?
Yeah, I think so. Am I speaking right?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if Patient was done. Yeah. It's been a pretty short week, honestly. I had to work over the weekend, so I couldn't really do anything. There was since I have a weird single Friday off for my work weekend. I went to the D&D shop and they had a lock-in for a extra long D&D session, so that was nice. It was set up so the more people showed up, the more it became like a board game instead of D&D. And so we played on this giant board, and each area we had to clear of zombies, and we had to save civilians, and unless we were in the room with the final boss, none of our stats actually mattered. We could only do certain actions like kill an enemy or search the room or things like that, because half the table was level 5 and half the table was level 1. So when the boss actually appeared and was in the room, pretty much became the veteran player's job to kill him, because he could one-shot the level 1 players.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
It was pretty great, and it kind of gave a job for everyone, no matter what your character level was.
Also sounds like a great opportunity for a lowly level 1 character just to have a big hero moment of just like, I'm going to distract him, take him down.
Well, it's funny you say that, actually, because we did 300 points of damage in a couple turns because we threw everything we had at him, and I'm a celestial warlock, so I do radiant damage, and it was an undead lord, so I was doing a lot. And then a level 1 ranger wandered in. Actually, no, there were teleporting circles, and the other half of the table, because we split it into 2 groups to start with. We didn't willingly split the party. He rolled wrong, and he teleported into the boss room halfway into the game. Solo, as a level 1 ranger. And so the boss is just like, what? And he just tossed him into a cell in the corner of the room. And so he stayed in that cell for a good chunk of the game. And then we freed him when he got there, and he tried running away, and then we tried running away, and the boss followed us, which was unexpected because that just doesn't generally happen. So there was a lot of heard you were talking shit jokes going around. The boss just followed us through the teleporting circle, and it's like, what the fuck? And the level 1 ranger actually managed to get the last shot. He did like 7 damage, and that was enough to finish him off. The level 5 players were starting in the same group, except for our barbarian. who spent literally the entire game wandering the castle, being lost because he just kept discovering dead ends. Because when you search for it's like tiles you put down. It's like a house on Haunted Hill. And so you put down a tile and you roll for the shape of the tile. And he just happened to keep rolling ones, which were 2x1 sections of floor that were dead ends. It was great. It was a lot of fun, honestly. I hope I can play that again.
That sounds amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
It was pretty good.
Also, that ranger should have gotten a fuck ton of XP.
Yeah, I don't know. You could argue that he could level up, because the way this DM runs these games, that if you play 3 sessions with him at his table, you level up. And so I think you could argue that he could level up just from that 1 session alone.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing that should happen, to be honest. Just
because that was good.
Just give it to him.
It was pretty great. He then proceeded to... We stayed in the castle because this took us not very long. I mean, we were there for like 5.5 hours, and this took us like 3 hours. And so we just continued to explore the castle, and then our wizard got upset that he couldn't find anything in the library and lit it on fire. So the castle lit on fire. And so every turn, fire would spread another tile. And we were in the dead end section of the castle. And so I had to, being the healer, just kind of keep popping people back up when they failed to put out the fire. It was a DC 10, and they kept rolling like 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
It was a roller coaster of up, down, up, down, up, down. While I just stand behind them with my face in my hands. But we got out, and I almost killed the wizard. I was very tempted. Unfortunately, the DM does not let you do player versus player. So, oh well. Not much else really happened. I started watching Marvel Runaways again. I kind of stopped after season 1 for a little while. Pretty decent show. It ends in season 3, so I don't have a lot left. I'm most of the way through season 2. Although, have you guys ever watched a show where they try to build tension in a scene and it just fails?
Yes. I feel like that's common enough that I can say yes with decent amount of confidence.
That's fair. In the show, there is a character who, a girl, she is born with super strength, but she can only activate it when she's feeling strong emotions. She eventually gets control of this around the time that I'm watching the show now, around the 2nd season. And the group finds a person who gets super strength from rocks, these alien space rocks. He rubs on his arm like a drug, and he gets super strength for a while. The show has these 2 characters, this 14-year-old girl and this 25-year-old jacked guy, squaring up, and they have their powers activated, and then the scene cuts away like we're expected to think she's going to win that fight. And then, of course, predictably, after the next scene and they transition back, she goes flying out a window. I don't know. I don't know why they would have it set up like that. I'm underplaying it a little bit, but the scene and the camera angle definitely implies that she is the winner of that fight, or going to be. It's on her side, basically. I don't know. A lot of weird cinematic choices in that show, but it's enjoyable all the same. I've also been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine when that updates on Mondays. That's still a fantastic show, and I love it.
Is that show still going?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's getting new episodes.
I should probably pick up watching that. I stopped at season 3.
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty more. It's on Hulu.
Hulu is not that doesn't match up. That's
Well, fair enough. Do you not get it in your country or something, or?
I remember back in the days of internet yore, when for 3 years, people would link to fucking Hulu, and it would say, this service is not available in your country yet. For 3 goddamn years. Until I stopped seeing links for Hulu. And then I don't actually know whether it actually came to this country at any point or not.
Oh, well, fair enough. No.
I don't know why I got theatrical with that, but that's, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know where you'd find it if not on Hulu, but I'm sure it's somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it's somewhere. Wink.
Yep. Not too hard to find.
Yeah.
But let's see. I also went into a GameStop and looked in the PS4 section and straight up wrote down every game I want on the PS4 and then how much it costs. Just to have a list that I could refer to if I was like, I got some extra money. I could get something I want. And it was about $500 of games. So I'll be set for a while. So I had a little bit of extra money, and I got the cheapest game on that list, which was Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Fighting game. Fighting RPG. And I'm hoping I enjoy that, because that is my distraction game after my surgery on Friday. So I'm hoping they keep busy. If not, I can watch more TV, I guess.
Everything I have heard has said amazing things about Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Well, that is fantastic news.
So, yeah.
I probably should pop it in either today or tomorrow and just download patches. Get it up to the current version.
Yeah. I'm
assuming they've fixed bugs and stuff.
So. Oh yeah, they've done DLC. They're doing like season 3 of the DLC now.
Well, I'm out of money, so I can't afford.
Yeah,
DLC.
I'm just saying. Yeah, they're absolutely continuing to support the game. I think they added.
Gotcha.
Who was it that they added? It was another Goku, because of course it was, because they got like 5 fucking Gokus at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, I might be mistaken, but it might have been SS4 Goku.
Oh.
I think so. I could be way off the mark and that was just a parody video, but I'm gonna look that shit up. Fighters DLC Season 3. Here we go. Oh, yeah, okay. So the first character is Goku Ultra Instinct, the one with the white hair that looks incredibly handsome for some reason. Like, way more handsome than regular Goku. I don't understand why. It's just... I don't know. He has white hair, so I guess that says a lot of things about white-haired people.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he just had a white aura. I didn't realize he actually changed. I thought he was like base form, but...
There's 2 different versions of it. The first one, he was base form with just like a white glow, and that was incomplete, and the complete form has white hair.
Oh.
And silver eyes.
I see. Well, fair enough.
Oh, and Kefla.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought it... No, I think it was a parody video that was SS4. It was like SS4 and then a bunch of other stupid characters that no one wants.
I'm shocked they didn't throw in more Gokus for parody video, honestly.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, they've got Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I want to say. They've got Blue, God, Base, now Ultra Instinct. So you could literally have 3 Gokus fighting 3 entirely different Gokus at this point.
That's... Okay, you can't even make a parody
and Goku Black
of that.
as well. You could have a spare.
Great. That's not even a parody at this point. The game itself is a parody of itself when there's that many of the same character.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of other characters as well. It's not like it's all Gokus. I mean, you got to put Vegeta's in there as well. But also other characters, like fucking Ginyu Force's in there. It's fucking great.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot. It's just a little silly. Then again, it's Dragon Ball Z, so silliness is kind of what I expect.
Oops, all Gokus was the best joke about the roster I've ever heard.
That's pretty good, I'll admit. I like that. Trying to think of anything else. My card was compromised, so every couple days I get a $47 charge I have to reverse. So when
Yeah,
the month
just
changes over,
you know.
or maybe today, I'm just going to cancel my card and get it.
I was gonna say, just cancel it, get a new one.
Well, I had to do that like 2 weeks ago because my bank wanted me to get a new card, basically. And so I'm just annoyed that I have to change over all my subscriptions again in such a short period of time.
Yeah, that's not
I was
great.
kind of holding out hope they would lose interest and stop charging me when they realize they're not getting a single cent from me. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually costing you money having to reverse all those charges, as far as I'm aware. Like, the whole thing, there is a fee, usually.
I don't believe so, actually. I'm getting all the money back. Like, I have an app that tracks my purchases, and like I'm getting back every cent that is charged for me, unless they're not listing the charges that I'm accruing. But my overall balance is staying the same.
That sucks, though.
Yeah, it's just really annoying. Oh well. Well, I'll get that fixed today, after I reverse the latest fucking charge on it.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at Oops All Gokus.
It's
Still
pretty fun.
Alright. Anything else?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Anyone got any recommendations?
I don't have anything, actually. I was reading something, the harem protagonist thing I recommended last time, and I've still been reading that because updated recently. So.
Yeah, I've not been reading anything new from very recently, so.
Nothing comes immediately to my mind. I already met. The last time I was on, I recommended Catalyst. That, I believe, is the most recent edition. Let me see here. No, actually, I would like to recommend. This is a one-shot Dragon Ball Z story that I watched a while back. And by a while back, I mean almost 11 years ago now. Has a good reputation, and for good reason. It's called President for a Day. The brief summation is, when Bulma comes down with the flu, Vegeta takes over Capsule Corp for the day, much to the horror of executives of a rival company who had hoped to intimidate the heiress into a deal.
I don't think that would have worked even if Bulma was there still.
Yeah, she would literally just pull out a gun. That's how she rolls. That's how she's rolled from episode 1 of Dragon Ball.
She does not fuck around, yeah.
Nope.
Also, I love this fucking artwork for the story. Holy shit. I'm gonna copy that and paste that into the chat. Fucking Christ.
What the fuck? Did someone try to make like a realistic Vegeta or something?
I guess.
How is that supposed to be realistic? Where's the spiky hair?
I mean, that is realistic spiky hair.
Yeah. It's like a failed afro, and God, it reminds me of someone, but I can't put my finger on it. Fucking Christ, that's a thing. But yeah, so
yeah, that's a solid recommendation, and meant to be funny more than anything, and it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Though with a bit of heartwarming mixed in, showing how much Vegeta cares. I cut out there, didn't I?
A little bit, but we got the message.
All right. Well, I'll leave it at that. So, with no further recommendation, rabbits.
He's milking it at this point. All right. So thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. Wow, I managed to get out without actually having to try and say the fucking number. I think it's 291, but whatever.
Yeah, I believe that is it.
If you'd like to get in contact, you can do something.
Patreon, Discord.
YouTube channel through the comments, or a public Discord that is a thing that exists. We talk about Gacha a lot, and I talk shit at Fresh for being bad at Hades, because he is. And also, he's our biggest donor this month, still continues to be true, so thanks, Fresh, appreciate it. You're still a good person. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. Once again, thanks everybody who's listening. Turn into Baby Yoda halfway through this. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. It happens occasionally.
Occasionally, he says. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.